Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today, I'm redoing my MCU tier list updated. Um, I'm not ranking like all the X-Men Blade movies because those are not MCU movies. I'm only one. I mean, I guess they are now, but I guess somebody's sticking like the series that are like have direct ties to MCU. So I guess Blade. I don't know how to say it anymore. You know, I'm just gonna rank what I want to rank. Let's start with Iron Man. Iron Man is an S tier movie. Iron Man to this day is still a good movie. It's the beginning. Just cool soundtrack. The whole movie's good. It's just good. It was back when it was start MCU, and it just did a good job. You are gonna notice a trend that the more we get into this, the worse quality the movies get. Iron Man 2 is like a C tier. Whiplash was kind of cool, and like the whole scene where they're like at the end was good. But it's like the movie's also really boring. Iron Man 3 is a D tier. It's just not like Iron Man 3 suffers from a big problem I like to call as ruining a character, and that's what's even the Mandarin. He's just not good. I mean, it's not supposed to be D F tier because there are worse movies. Oh, the Hulk, for example, is definitely F tier. This movie was just not good in the slightest. Thor 1 is D tier, extremely boring movie. Thor Dark World is F tier. That movie just sucks. And Thor Love and Thunder's C tier. It's mid. People do say it's okay. Thor Love and Thunder. People are like, oh, it's so terrible. It's the worst MCU movie. It's not. It's mid. It's not amazing, but it's not absolute trash. It is definition of like I watched it. There you go. Like people now think that mid means bad. Mid just means okay. 5 out of 10 mid. The very middle. The six is okay. Seven's good. 4 is bad. 3 is awful. 5 is the definition of it is okay. I watched it. It was fine. Thor Ragnarok is A tier though. This movie is just really good. It's funny. It's goofy. It has a really cool aesthetic. It just I don't know. It does really well making it like look like a comic book movie. Captain America, the first Avenger. I'm so solid A tier. That movie is just really good. It's just it's a war movie with Captain America. It's just good. And then Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, that's tier. It's like Winter Soldier is really good. Although I did find out about a deleted scene where the reason Captain America doesn't wear his cowl in the final fight is because at the end, he sees like a thing with Captain America's face on it, and they're calling like really bad stuff. I don't know if I can say the word. I think I can. Fascist. Like wrote that on the thing. He's like, I'm not gonna wear this if they don't appreciate me. Civil War. Civil War is A tier. I don't think it's S tier. It's good though. It's good. I think I don't know. Civil War. I just really like. It's a fun like versus movie. People were really like getting pressed over who liked who back in the day. I do like the different characters on the team. They introduced Spider-Man. They introduced like they introduced like multiple characters. Spider-Man, Black Panther, Ant-Man was brought into like the main group finally. It was just good. The event Marvel Avengers. This movie aged a bit. I'm gonna put like B tier. It started it. It's still good. It just didn't age as well. Unlike Age of Ultron, which aged amazingly. Age of Ultron aged amazingly. I think looking back at it, Ultron is a phenomenal villain. I'm gonna give it A tier. I think the plot itself is like B tier, but Ultron himself is an S tier villain. Actually, no, it's probably A tier. It's an A tier plot. I think it's just I can't put S tier because S tier is just phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I don't know how to say it. This is back when the MCU is cooking. But Age of Ultron was just good. It was just good. And Ultra. Although my one complaint about it is that they nerfed Ultron so much in this movie. I mean, I get it. There is only the early Marvel was a lot less CGI. I mean, it still had CGI. They didn't like CGI like it wasn't CGI fest, and I think that was a good thing because it didn't like feel overly like bloated. There is choreography and stuff like that. I think this movie did a good amount of CGI and actual choreography mixed, and it was just well. But there was constraints, so they couldn't do like everything. S tier. This movie was really amazing. Thanos was a very compelling villain. Just the whole plot, everything around it, the ending, amazing. Endgame is realistically like B tier. Honestly, the movie isn't as good as people think it is. It's okay for the most part. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the most part, it's like okay, sometimes boring. The last like whole final fight is really good though, and then all the Hawkeye stuff I really liked. Agent Carter have not watched. I cannot. Captain Marvel D tier. I'm not playing F tier is worse, but Captain Marvel is the only movie where I watch and I say, wow, the main character hates me. She does everything perfectly. The final fight was not a final fight, and it just wasn't that good. It just wasn't. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I cannot speak on. My dad's watched it, I haven't. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Solid A tier movie. Solid A tier movie. It's very fun. I like how the Guard Galaxy in this are very portrayed very differently from the comics. Because like Star-Lord is seriously and well respected. Rocket and Star have a good relationship. In this movie, and this whole series, they're just like a lot more. They're more fun. I'm not gonna lie. I do like them more in the movies because they're just like more fun. They feel more distinct. I just like it, and I don't know. It's just had a fun sense to it, and the final part was really good. Volume 2, I'm gonna say is B tier. The only thing is that Ego isn't. Actually, no, it's good. I'm playing A tier. I think the entire movie is really good. I think the final fight was a bit with the. I do like the Patty reference. It's just like a bit much, but I think the movie is really good, and I really like Peter's whole thing with his father. That is amazing. And Volume 3 is definitely S tier. I didn't think that the MCU could make a good movie after. I think just like First Avenger, you don't need a super powerful villain to have a good movie. The villain in Volume 3 was really like very nothing. He literally had no powers. He could be killed by like a normal dude. He been defeated by like me. But it's just works so well because of the context around it. Rocket's backstory, all that was so good. It's just such a good movie. And the ending was so sad but so happy. Seeing Peter, spoilers alert, seeing Peter reunite with his grandpa literally was beautiful. Deadpool 1, A tier. Deadpool 1 is just really good. It's really fun. Obviously there's like a lot of heavy story things. It's just a good movie. I like whole Deadpool things like he's learning to, cope and stuff, be better. It's just good. Deadpool 2 is B tier. It's just aged slightly worse, I think. I think it's a really good movie. I just think it aged a bit worse than the rest. And fair, it's not his fault. But like even at the time, kind of, because even at the time the dubstep joke wasn't funny. Deadpool Wolverine, definitely S tier though. This movie is just super fun. Super fun. It's super fun, yet tells a compelling story. Deadpool and Wolverine's relationship is really good. Some of the lines hit really hard, and the ending was so perfect for a Deadpool movie. It's just it's the perfect balance of goofy and silliness. I think that's what Guardians of the Galaxy 3 also does. These two movies are perfect balance between goofy and silliness. They're just good. And it's just so fun. I never watched the holiday special. Did not watch The Groot. Didn't watch Jessica Jones. Mostly because I heard it's terrible. And didn't watch What If Season 2. What If Season 1 though? I'll put C tier. Because there were ones I liked. I really liked the Killmonger part. I thought that episode was amazing. And the Ultron episode was amazing. Perfect. But I didn't like that much the Agent Carter episode. I thought that was pretty boring. Because it was just like really similar. I'm not gonna lie. It was super similar. And then I didn't like... It was just really similar to Stick to Carter. And then the zombie episode was okay. But it wasn't like anything outstanding. But that like Ultron episode and Killmonger episode were perfect, basically. Loki's definitely S tier. Loki, again, Loki's just really good at storytelling. It's a lot more story than action. I think it works in its favor. Loki himself is a very compelling character. Because the Loki in this show is Avengers Loki. It's that starting Loki. It's not the Loki from Ragnarok or from Infinity War where he dies. It's not Ragnarok Loki where he learns to the Edge brother. It's just newer evil or Loki that comes under Vanos. He learns all this stuff and it's just really well. I need to watch season 2. I need to. Daredevil's so good. A tier. I think like the last later season just falls up slightly, but not really. But Daredevil's just so good. I'm so glad it's canon the MCU. Ant-Man. Ant-Man, it's alright. It's like B tier. It's a fun movie. Or it's a good movie. I like the way it's handled. I do like the final fight. It's just very creative, like they're doing it on the little thing. I like Peter's thing at the end where he shrinks himself all the way. Ant-Man, oh my god. This is F tier. CGI, disgust, terrible. Actually, not terrible CGI. Well, there were parts. There were sometimes it looked good, sometimes it looked bad, especially MODOK. Kang should have not been defeated by Ant-Man. Ant-Man. Kang is like an Avengers Ultra. He's defeated by Ant-Man in this movie. And the Kang Council is now completely irrelevant. Ant-Man the Wasp is definitely D tier. It's just very boring. The Wasp, I forget her name. Hope. She's just not the best character. It's just very boring to watch. Luke Cage, haven't watched. Iron Fist, haven't watched, but I heard they ruined it. I don't know why I'm putting them down. There's a thing for that. Defenders, haven't watched. Black Widow, F tier. This movie ruined so much. Taskmaster was terrible. The entirety of her family was bad except for the Captain Soviet dude. I forgot his name. Yeah, he was good. The villain was terrible. It's just really bad story writing, and I'm so mad they were Taskmaster. Although I am excited for Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts I'm actually excited for. Strangely, because it's like all the characters I actually liked in the movie. Even if it's like the movies I didn't like, I like the characters. I just hope they change Taskmaster. Black Panther. Oh, you know Cesar. Killmonger is an amazing villain. To this day, Killmonger was so right in his thinking. And he's right. He was robbed of his like crown. He's robbed of all this stuff. And he comes back and does business. And it also does make you feel like Killmonger's right. But it helps that compels you because you also feel like Killmonger's in the wrong. You do, even though you shouldn't. It's just because of his methods that you think he's in the wrong. I think that's a very big thing. That I think a villain has the right, like, well, it's getting a bit tiring now, especially but the time Black Panther came out. A villain that is right but has wrong methods is such a compelling villain. Because I think it works to the advantage of you don't truly know whether to hate them or like them. Oh, Wakanda Forever I think is also really good. I think it's A tier. I think actually B tier because Ironheart does hold the film back. I do like Shuri for like all her powers, like not her powers, but like her tech and stuff. I do really like how they explain like T'Challa's death, R.I.P. R.I.P. a goat. He was taken from us too soon. But I think this was honestly a really serviceable thing that did not tarnish the legacy of the original. It built off from the story really well. The fact that she learned from her brother, but also realized she is like Killmonger. She does believe in helping those outside, and I think that's a really good. A WandaVision is C tier. I think at the start, WandaVision's is honestly like an A tier show. WandaVision is really good until they introduce Agatha. After that, it just falls off and becomes generic Marvel. Venom 1. I'm gonna count these because we know Last Dance is canon to the MCU. Venom 1 is probably like a B tier. It's just actually it's like a C tier. The CGI out of fights are super cool, but again the plot's like really eh. Venom 2, I'm gonna say B tier. The plot wasn't good. It was better than Venom 1, but again, it was just a CGI and a fun. Venom 3, which came out, I would say B tier too. It's a bit overhated. I don't think it's phenomenal, but I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is. The story is like alright. It's a fun road trip movie. I think the best thing Venom 3 does is Venom 2, my one big problem, is that they didn't feel like they grew any from the first movie. Venom 3 actually did feel like they grew from the first movie. Venom and Eddie actually felt more like friends and not just like two guys bickering the entire time. The ending was I don't know why they did Null. You have this man that kills Celestials and you introduce him Venom the Last Dance, like we're expecting him to be there. But it's just good. It's just like okay. It's just okay movie. It's fun. I like this like the action stuff. and the dance feature is very fun too. Falcon the Winter Soldier, C tier. I think the problem is a lot of I put B tier. The problem with Falcon the Winter Soldier is a lot of people dropped the show because the first few episodes were boring. But I think like the second half of Falcon the Winter Soldier, I actually really like. Like I would go back and rewatch the second half any day. I like the second half a lot. Honestly, the second half's like an A tier, but it's just the first half is like a D tier. But I think the second half's just really good. Eternals is like D tier. I think I put it F tier last time, but it wasn't super bad, as bad as I thought. I actually put it higher D tier. It's one of the better D tier movies. I think I was overhating a bit, but it's still not an amazing movie. Shang-Chi's A tier. I think this movie, I love the choreography and martial arts of that. That's so cool. It's just a really cool movie. The martial arts, the story, just really cool. I do like the one thing that was at the end, the CGI fest a bit bad. Not bad, but it's just like it's generic Marvel. I expected the ending, but it was still pretty good. No Way Home, I think, has aged really well. Well, okay, I can't say it's aged well. There are definitely flaws with film. I'm still very S here. Don't get me wrong. There are flaws with film, but again, it's just fun. I can ignore flaws if the movie's good. It's like just fun and good. I think it does fan service not too much, but well enough. The fan service also helps because it's wrapped in the plot. It's not just bring back character, bring back. Like I think Deadpool Wolverine also did that. It didn't just bring back characters, bring back. It was woven in the plot. I think bring back characters, just bring back, just isn't as good. Isn't good at all. But this movie just did it well with the with everything. Far From Home is B tier. It's a bit forgettable, but actually I'll put C tier. It just hasn't aged the best out of all the movies. It's just forgettable. It's really, I do like the whole thing of him trying to cope with Starks, with Tony's like there. I think that's really good. Oh, Spider-Man No Way Home or Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm gonna say B tier. Actually, A tier. I like it. It's a fun film. It definitely, I think it helps that Spider-Man has his. It's a very good movie because it's him being mentored by Tony, and it does a well job because he still feels like a high schooler. I think sometimes people forget Spider-Man is a high schooler. He's young. He does this stuff because there are a lot of adaptations now where he's older, just because more time has passed. Like modern comics, he's older. The games, he's older. But in the movies, in the other two series, he's older. He started out high school in Amazing Spider-Man 1 and the original Spider-Man 1. But by Spider-Man 2, they graduated. Spider-Man 2, he's graduated. Spider-Man 3 is a full adult. But I think Spider-Man Humphrey did a really good job of showing he was high schooler. He was still like, kind of goofy, sarcastic, but did a good job. Um, Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness. D tier. This movie had potential. It just wasn't good. Doctor Strange 1, though. This movie's good. A tier. Or A tier. It's just very cool. Like, it just looks really good. This is CGI done well. Doctor Strange was just a good villain. Or not good villain, good hero. It was very fun. Moon Knight, I used to say is S tier. I think moved down for A tier. Because like the last episode. But overall, I think this is a really phenomenal show. I'll put near top A tier now because Mark's character is amazing. I love Mark's character. I always have. I really have. And I think this show does it justice. It really does. The action's really good. I like the blank outs. The ending seems good. I think the CGI at the end was kind of bad, but it still worked. Hawkeye, I'm gonna give B tier. I think the one problem I have this is Kate acts at the beginning. By the end, I like her, but more problem is at the beginning where she acts like, I have so many of these problems. I'm rich. My family gives me all these things. I'm really good at a bunch of stuff. My life sucks. And then Clint, I think I like him. I like Clint a lot. I think I didn't care about Clint too much at the beginning, but I think I've grown to like him over years. I didn't like him that much Avengers, but I've grown over years. He does a good job in like teaching her there are bigger things to fish to fry than your small problems. I think it's a good job. Echo, I watched like a bit of it. It's I technically watched all of it, but I was like zoning it out. It's like D tier. It's not amazing, but it's just not bad. Good. Well, no, it's bad. It's just not horrible. Do I have to explain? Do I have to explain? Secret Invasion is D tier. It ruins a lot of Nick Fury's character. The ending was terrible. The guy who just had every power was really dumb. Well, I get he's in the comics, but they introduced him too early on. Not even too early on. Actually, no, it's probably really well timed. But the fact that other characters, he just shouldn't be it. Because he, honestly, I've never liked him in the comics that much. Because he's just overpowered. Miss Marvel, I think C tier. Actually, B tier, it's fine. I do like her as a character. I actually really like how they changed up her power, so we didn't have so we have a stretch character. Since we're getting Mr. Fantastic really soon, it's just fun to not have her just have like stretching powers. That's just cool. We're near the end. The Marvels. Oh my god, F tier. I say we're nearing the end. We're at the end. The Marvel's just F tier. Really bad. Nothing good about it. The only thing saved is Miss Marvel. I liked her a bit. But yeah, that's been the video. I want to thank you for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll see you all next time. Comment for your Marvel movie down below. Bye.